ka ce to wani kira shi ya samu abin da
I can't hear you again. Please, can anyone hear anything?
Hello, everyone. Good day, professional colleagues. How are you? How are you doing today? I trust we are all doing great. Welcome to this podcast session organized by ICAN Online Tutors. This session this session promises to be thought-provoking, enlightening, and motivational. Kindly confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. You can do this by unmuting yourself or by reacting with one of the emojis. Yes, I can see that, Samuel. Thank you so much for confirming that. Abisola, thank you for confirming that. We go ahead. My name is Ridwan Teslim Lioni. I'm the founder and CEO of ICAN Online Tutors. And I'm happy to have you guys here today. I wish you the very best in the forthcoming exams. It is with great pride and deep appreciation that we gather at this significant movement in your professional journey. In just a few days, you will be sitting for your accounting technician scheme examination. This is a milestone, not merely in testing your knowledge, but in defining a new chapter of your story as you proceed to becoming a chartered accountant. Let me begin by acknowledging something that is often overlooked. The fact that you are here is already an achievement. In a world filled with distractions, competing priorities, and no shortage of reasons to give up, you chose to stay on the course. You have chosen inconvenience over convenience, taking your time to study hard, chosen study sessions over comfort. You have disciplined yourself to prepare for the exam over the ease. That choice speaks volumes about your character, and it is quality that will serve you far beyond this examination. The ICAN 8 years qualification is not an ordinary credential. It is a gateway, a carefully designed bridge between aspiration and professional excellence. Those who have walked this path before you will tell you that what this qualification demands of you is exactly what the accounting profession will demand of you in practice. Precision, integrity, analytical thinking, and unwavering commitment to getting it right. The examinations you are about to face are in many ways a rehearsal of the professional life that awaits you. Now, I want to speak directly to those of you who may be feeling the weight of anxiety as the examination dates draw near. That feeling is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you care. It is a sign that what you are doing matters to you, but do not allow anxiety to speak louder than your preparation. Every formula you reviewed, every past question you walked through, every concept you stayed up late to understand, all of that lives within you. Your task in the examination hall is simply to let it out. Approach each paper with calm and structured mind. Read every question carefully before you commit your pen to paper. Allocate your time wisely, and do not allow one difficult question to rob you of the time needed to excel on the others. Where you are uncertain, reason methodically, because you have been trained to think, not merely to memorize. And when you have done all that, you can go on and answer your questions. Move forward with confidence. Beyond the technical, I urge you to carry integrity into that all. The accounting profession is built on trust. The trust of organizations, governments, investors, and the public. That trust begins there with how you conduct yourself in moments like this. Let your work be entirely your own. Let your answers reflect your genuine understanding. A qualification earned with honor is one that will stand the test of time and open doors that no shortcut ever could. Finally, I want you to lift your vision beyond the examination room. These papers are not the are not the destination that are, yeah, I mean, these papers are not the destination, they are the beginning. On the other side of this effort lies a profession that needs people like you, young, driven, principled professionals who will bring fresh energy to the world of finance and accounting in Nigeria and globally. The organizations that will one day trust you with their books, their reports, their compliance, they need you to succeed. Your families who have supported your journey need you to succeed. And quite simply, the best version of yourself needs you to succeed. So go into this examination with your held eye, go in prepared, go in focused, and go in with the quiet confidence of someone who has done the work. The outcome of these papers will reflect the effort you have invested, and we believe wholeheartedly that your best effort is more than enough. On behalf of everyone who has supported, guided, and believed in you, we are proud of you already. Now go on and show the world what you are made of. We wish you clarity of mind, steadiness of hand, and excellence in every answer. God bless you, and God bless your efforts. I wish you the best in your exams. Thank you for listening, and do have a wonderful session ahead.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful speech. Thank you. Just by listening to the words alone, you can tell that it came from his heart. Thank you so much. We are truly glad to have you in our midst. Thank you. So now we'll be moving on to the next segment of today's program, and that will be the introduction of our guest. So while we were planning this event, we felt it would be great to bring people who have gone through this same route to come and share their experiences with everyone. You know, you get to learn a lot when you are hearing from someone who has passed through the same situation that you're about to go through. There are lessons they have that will be inspiring, lessons they've learned from their own journey that we can also learn from. So one of our guests today is an alumnus of IOT, and she goes by the name Miss Goodluck Oluchi. Ms. Goodluck Oluchi is a chartered accountant and a graduate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. She recently completed her ICAN 2024 exams, winning a subject prize in taxation. This is a reflection of her dedication and expertise in the field. She has experience in tax accounting, financial reporting, revenue tracking, helping organizations make informed financial decisions to improve their processes and also drive growth. So beyond her professional achievements, Goodluck is passionate about financial discipline, strategic planning, and creating value. She's committed to empowering individuals, especially women, to take ownership of their journey, build confidence, and earn their seat at the table. A fun fact about Miss Goodluck is that she genuinely loves money. Yeah, as long as that money is being made the legal way, she loves it. And she has a sharp eye for opportunities and is always exploring new ways to create income with over 20 ideas on how to make money at any given time. She has a growing interest in technology and AI and continues to expand her knowledge while bringing fresh, innovative thinking into everything she does. So let's give a round of applause as we welcome Miss Goodluck Oluchi. Welcome, Ma. If you're here, I would like you to please unmute your mic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Welcome,
yeah, good morning,
glad to
everyone.
have you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rachel. Good morning, everybody. I am super excited to be here today.
We're excited to have you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so first of all, yeah.
Okay, yes, you can give a brief introduction, and we also have a few questions would like to ask you afterwards. So please go ahead, Ma.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. First of all, I would like to, thank the founders and the management of IoT, ICAN Online Tutors. I always say that ICAN Online Tutor is like a home to me because IoT was the only tutorial center that I ever attended while I was writing my exams. I'm not sure I attended any other tutorial center. I didn't do any one physically, it was virtually, and it was only IoT. So IoT is like a home to me, and super grateful to be here, super grateful to be called upon today, and I really appreciate the opportunity given to me to, come here today and speak to, the students, or rather, let me say, our prospective professional members of ICAN. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Welcome on board. So before this program, we kind of like compiled some questions that we believe our current students will learn from based on the responses we'll get from you. So one of the questions here on our list is, can you share your experience, the experience you had while you were preparing for ATS exam?
Okay, thank you. Let me start by saying that I did not start from ATS, right? I started writing from skills, but it doesn't really matter though, where you're starting from, whether you are starting from ATS or whether you're starting to write from your skills and then your professional. I did started writing mine from skills, but like I always say, still very much the same thing. What matters is that at the end of the journey, everybody gets his or her certification, right? Yeah. So the experience for me when I was writing was, nothing less than, will I say, it was something I envisaged, it was something I planned for. Before writing for my exams, I made sure that, I planned for every of the steps that I took. I was very much intentional about passing my ICAN exam. I wasn't taking all of a sudden. It wasn't something sudden for me. It was something I know I was going to write. ICAN was something I knew I was going to write. Even though I didn't start early, I looking back, I would have really much appreciated that I started writing my maybe immediately I left school, but I didn't start. And even while I was serving, I still didn't start writing my ICAN. It was after my service that, I had to now say, okay, I had to write my ICAN exam. So it wasn't sudden, it was something I made up my mind. I knew I was going to write ICAN. And when I was ready for it, I picked it up, and of course I went through the processes, the levels, started from my skills, wrote my exams, attended lectures with IoT, and thankfully nobody introduced me to IoT. I stumbled upon it on the internet or on Facebook. I can't remember where, but I know it was on the social channels, right? And then I registered, and the times that I were under the tutors, under the um, um, tutorship of, the seasoned tutors that we have on IoT, I will never say that I regretted anything. IoT has, very seasoned tutors, and every stage of it, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't overwhelmed. It was, every steps, every teaching was so simplified, and at the end of it, start for the exams, and thankfully we came out with flying colors. Yeah, thankfully to God we came out with flying colors. Yeah, yeah. So that was more like a wrap up of my experience. It's
Okay,
ICANN
thank you so
exams. Yeah.
much, Ma. I love the fact that you said you were intentional about it and you planned. So if you're here and you are still not yet there, I would like to advise that you become more intentional. If possible, you can even draw a study plan that can help you. So, Ms. Goodluck, we also have another question. Would like to ask you, how were you able to stay motivated during your revision period? Like our students now, their exams will be coming next week, and some of them might be working, some of them might be in school. So for you, maybe you were in school at that time, or you were also working. So how were you able to stay motivated, considering that you've gone to work, you've done lots of things, and you come back home very late, you're exhausted? How were you able to like stay motivated and committed to revising?
Okay, so during my early days of writing ICAN, right, I was actually working, yeah, and then I was even doing a very a very stressful job. I was doing a shift job, and Saturdays, Sundays, sometimes I'm even at work because as of them, I was managing a restaurant. Yeah, so Saturdays, Sundays, I was at work. Even the times that we were even having lectures, I'll just have to plug in my earpiece and I'm listening to classes, right? So towards the time that I was preparing for my exam, one of the things I tell people is, achieving success is, first of all, a thing of the mindset. It's a thing of, you have to first of all believe that, this exam, I'm going to write it and I will come out with flying colors. I'm going to write it and pass. My the first papers or the first three papers I wrote, right, to me, it got to a point that it was no longer, am I going to pass this exam? To me, I already set my mind on, I want to, win an award, even if it is just one of the subjects. So to me, I've left the stage of, was I going to pass this exam? Am I going to pass, score the pass mark of exceed 50% and all of that? To me, I've left that stage. I've gone beyond 50%. My mindset have shifted beyond 50%. I was already aiming at, getting a high score to be able to win the award. So it starts with our mindset. So we have to first of all shift our focus from failure. If you want to achieve success, first of all, believe that it is doable. Believe that people have, studied, gone for tutorials, have sat for this exam and passed these exams. I mean, there are people that have written, had the chance to write, the whole 5 courses under skills, or the number of courses under ATS, number of courses under professional at once, and they were able to scale through. Yeah, so ICAN exam is very doable. Have the mindset that, yes, now I think I've done everything necessary. I have registered for classes, I've started for my lectures, and my tutors have done so well. Now it's for me to go in there and, write everything, pour out everything that my tutors have already put inside of me. So have the mindset that, first of all, there's no gap, there's no space for failure, whatever I'm going there to do. I'm going there to write, I'm going there to achieve success, right? So it starts from the mindset. And again, is that towards the times where we're trying to, when the exams were fast approaching, right? So it is not the time to start bombarding yourself with, a lot of things. I'm just trying to meet up. I've not been able to read a particular, particular topic, and then people seem to say that they ask that one, very much often. Now is the time for you to do more of reviews. Take your notes, the ones that they have taught you, take those ones, go over it again, review it. If you still have time to, work on 1 or 2 questions, past questions, please very much try to, work on them. And then you may not even get the answer, right? I will tell you that most of the times that I will have to, or had to solve 1 or 2 questions, past questions during the times I was writing. At the end, I may not even, arrive at the final answer, but I'm not discouraged. In as much as I know that I have applied 1 or 2 concepts, I know that, okay, for you to solve this question, first of all, you have the first step. I've done that. I did not eventually arrive at the right answer, but I'm very much confident that I was able to do something. I was able to apply 1 or 2 concepts, and I'm satisfied. I know that I'm going to the exam hall and I'm going to do the same thing, right? So now is the time to do more of reviews, do not take up, now is not a time to start learning new course, new topic, because it's going to cause confusion. You have a lot of things on your head, and you may even end up forgetting the ones that you have read, right? So do more of review your work. If you have accountability partners, maybe one or two persons that you made friends with, from your set, right, from your class, you can just link up with that person virtually. Thank God we have our social medias that are now so very much easier for you to link up with people through WhatsApp. You can just create a group with you and that person, and then you will come up with one or two questions, and you just want to solve them and then share your thoughts on the outcome. Yeah, so that was one of it for me. And another thing again is, towards this time that your exams are fast approaching, please, this one is more like begging us, please take enough rest. Do not go and overdo. Don't go and overdo yourself. At the end of the day, you're going so warm out, you are so tired, so exhausted. Please take your rest. And everyone have a particular time when they are most active. Some of us are very much active daytime. Some people are very much active in the night. Like, I have a boss that is very much active in the night. It's when you are closing work that she starts her own work. So everybody have their own energy level. If you know that you are most active in the morning, you want to wake up after doing one or two things that you needed to do, right? You can just start going through your books, all the things that you have been taught, and then go over them. If you know that you're active in the night, please use your night to go over what you have been taught. And it is not compulsory that you do night reading, right? Some people, I don't know Nigerians I don't know who told people that the best time to read is in the night. I want to burn midnight candles and read. At those times are the times that it enters very well. Please just choose the best time that that is best for you. I myself, I'm not a night reader. I never read in the nights. Even my school days, university days, I never read in the nights. My night is when I sleep. I sleep very well in the nights. Even the times I was writing my ICAN exam, I'm not sure. I never read in the nights. I'm active in the daytime. So that is for me. For you, yours may be in the night. So please, whichever time that that you are very much active, please choose that particular time to do your review. And while at it, please take enough rest. If you know that you have gotten to the point of diminishing return, they enter, they get anywhere, please take some break, distract yourself a little. You can listen to music, you can just take a walk, do something different, and then come back to it, right? Yeah, so that is it.
Thank you so much, Ma. Like she said, burning the midnight candle does not necessarily mean you have to study at night. Your own midnight might be early hours of the day. Your own midnight might be midday. So choose what works best for you and use it. So lastly, Miss Goodluck, the last question from my end before we allow our students to start asking their question. I would like to say, what is one mistake you made during your time that you would like to advise our current students to avoid? Was there any mistake you made? Was there something you did in a particular way that you feel, okay, if I'm given another chance, this is how I would have done that? So we'd just like you to enlighten our students.
Okay, so not really a mistake, but it's more like a lesson, right? So mine was, I know that we already, I think the exam should be fast approaching, right? So this particular tip may be necessary maybe when they are planning to write their next papers, right? So one of the things that, looking back, I would have thought I do better was, you see this aspect of when your tutors are done teaching you a particular topic, and you do not take time to go back and look at it, and then you are coming to the next class to build upon that one without going back to revise. That is very wrong, very, very wrong. There's no how you're going to build on nothing. If you have something already set, if you have a foundation, then you can start building. But when after teaching you, you've not even gone back. Imagine your tutors have taught you IFRS 15. You don't even understand, what IFRS 15 is, the revenue with customers. And then, somebody you are coming to the next class and your tutor is telling you that when a customer pays, right, you're going to take that particular money to liability account. You imagine, how does, when somebody pays me money, I'm taking it to liability account. It's possible that in the last class, the tutor has already taught what IFRS 15 means, revenue with customers, it has not been earned, right? So it's a liability to the company. You don't even understand, you've not gone back to understand the concept of this, and you're coming to the next class to build upon what? Nothing. So that is very wrong. In fact, it is not even easy to do, being that, most of us, we are very much occupied. You have one or two things, a lot of things that we are doing. In fact, Nigerians, we are very busy. We are very busy. It's either we are busy with work, some of us are busy with, one thing or the other. We are busy with something, right? So I would love if I had a chance, right, to go back. I would love to, for every class that I sat upon, right, had a chance to go back and review. And there is one thing that happened for me. So like I said, this tip may be necessary when you are writing your next ICAN, maybe your next papers, right? So when your tutors are done teaching, it is very important that you go back and then go over it before the next class. This particular one, it is very difficult to do, but I tell you that it works. It works like magic, right? The first paper I wrote when I was writing my ICAN was taxation, right? I remember taxation classes used to be on Sundays around 11 a.m. So it's either, and then I was doing a shift job. So it means that sometimes I'm at work Sunday and sometimes I may be working in the afternoon. So I have to go to church and then rush back home before 11 to join the classes, right? So I remember the first time we started that class, it was Mr. Bamidele, yeah, I can't remember his other name. We started the class and we said we needed course rep, right? I don't even know how, because in that class, my environment, I was at work that day, my environment was very noisy. I just have my earpiece plugged in. And then, I don't know, when they were nominating course rep and all of that, somebody said, I think good luck, maybe they saw the name good luck. You know how people just want to have good luck. And they said, I think they thought I was, a guy, he should be the course rep, and then they nominated another person to be the assistant. Right. So this is also to tell us that, taking responsibility is very important. Some people shy away from responsibility. In that class, when the ball was thrown to me, I didn't even give it much thought. But then there is one thing that happened, or there is one thing that Mr. Bamidele always does whenever he comes to class. He will come to class and ask us, can somebody go over what was taught in the last class? Right. So the first time this question came, but everyone was just quiet. That kind of question, nobody will even respond. So it will be as if it will just look as if it is your network server. The class was so silent. And then in the next class, he did, as every class that we have, he repeats the same thing. And then when nobody responds, he will now say, oh yeah, the course you're good, oh yeah, answer. So because I know that in the next class, he's going to call my name. And me, I don't like to carry last. I don't like to be ashamed, right? I'll make sure that I go over his course, even if I don't do it for everyone, even if I don't have the chance to go over all the other courses like I've taken during the week. See that his class, I will have to go over it. And he did one thing for me. And every time we come to the next class, I'm able to, the way I flow, I'm able to understand, like no confusion at all. I've gone to the last class and then you are coming to teach another. I'm already building on what I already know. So you see that particular course, that was the course I got. Of course, I got my prize on. So the way I was going, I knew that the way I was going with this taxation, that this is no longer passing it. I was already aiming before the award came. I was already aiming to win an award on that particular course, and then it happened. So I would always advise students, whenever you are being taught anything, please take some time to go back to it. It is very difficult though, like I said, very difficult to do. But if you can take time to go back on what has been taught, right, on the previous classes before coming to the next class, believe me, there is no how you write that ICAN exam and you will not pass it. It is not possible. So this is one tips that has worked. And looking back, I'll just had wish that I did that to every of my subject that I wrote. Yeah. So that was it for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Shima. I hope everyone here took note of what she just said, because beyond the words, she has the proof. She actually won a prize in that particular course, taxation. So thank you so much, Shima, for sharing from your wealth of knowledge. We are truly, truly grateful. And I really don't know if anyone here has any question that you would want Ms. Goodluck Oluchi to answer. You can signify by raising your hand if you have any question. Okay, then. Okay, that's fine. So you can also drop your question in the chat box. We'll be going through it and it will definitely be attended to. Once again, thank you so much, Ms. Goodluck Oluchi. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. We are truly, truly grateful. Okay, so
yes,
moving.
thank you, Rachel. So please,
Yeah,
I just want to
man.
chip in. I just want to chip in, some things, especially for
Okay.
now that the exam is closer, especially the approach that students apply when trying to answer their questions, right? So I always tell people, start with, what you know best. If you go to the exam hall, of course, number one questions are always compulsory and they seem to be the hardest. You do not have to start writing on that one. So you don't have to say because it is number one, I have to start writing it first. Because if that number one is not your strength and you start writing it and you're not able to, give it a good course, believe. And when they say first impression matters, somebody has already started marking your number one and is already doing like, "Ugh, you're not giving me this vibe." But by the time they get to the one that even did well, they're likely going to carry the same energy and then mark those ones, very poor. So please start with the ones that you know very well. If number two is, if number two is your major strength, please start writing from number two. The only thing you have to do is to make sure that you write it very clearly. Session B, and question one. That was how I wrote my session B, question one. Then you now answer. When you're done with, if it has parts A, B, then write B as well, then write C. Then before you go over to the ones, start by writing the ones that you know very much before you go back to those ones that you're not too sure or those ones that you don't even know at all. But do ensure that you don't leave any paper on any question unanswered, right? So please answer everything, but start with the one that are your major strengths that you know very well, you can do justice with, right? So in my exams, started with the ones that I know very well. So if I'm able to impress you, at least I've written number one, the ones that I have major strength on, and I'm able to impress you. Believe me, by the time you start marking those ones that I was even, writing the things that on my head, there's no how you want to give me a very poor score. You will just say, okay, she has tried in this one. There's no how, the way mindsets work or the way impression works. But when you started writing, when you're number one, I'm already seeing a lot of spaces, a lot of confusion, cancellation here and there. By the time I will get to the one that you know, oh my God, the way they will mark it may not really be, what you deserve. So please, students, start with the one that you know first before, going over to the ones that you are not so sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Over to you, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Chuma. Mr. Jet, you have a question. Can you unmute your mic from your end?
Good morning.
Oh,
Good
sorry,
morning.
lady. Yeah, good morning.
Okay, I wanted to ask something actually. So I wanted to say that the lady that spoke earlier, did she have to like read stuff apart from the videos and the notes and perhaps the textbook? Did she have to read like other stuffs for the exam?
Okay,
Miss
so I believe
Oluchi,
that
over to
question
you.
is okay. So I believe that question is directed to me. So the times I was writing, I did you see I can't study back. I'm not saying that you should not go and redo. For me, I did not dwell so much on I can study back. It was just the things that we were taught in the class. My notebook, I made sure I made notes. My notes are always full. Yeah. So a little bit of I can study back, right? Especially for the theoretical aspect, right? And then for the solving parts, it is more of the questions that we solved in the class or the questions that were incorporated in the materials that IoT shares, right? So those were the questions and then past questions as well. I'm not sure I bought any. I'm not saying you should not go and buy, please. Oh, I'm not sure I bought any textbook because I do not just want to, have a lot of things reading. I'm not sure I bought any textbook except for one, whether CR or something, corporate reporting or something. Yeah, because I just needed to, understand because that particular course, financial reporting is a bit, staggering for me. So I prefer to do tax. So I think corporate reporting was the only thing I bought, but I can't study back except for taxation. I'm not sure. I didn't dwell so much on I can study back. But if you have time, please use it to complement what you have been taught in the class. IoT lectures, no notebook are super, super enough for you to excel in this exam. Like I always tell people, you don't need to, carry a lot of things on your head because you want to pass this exam. Because at the end of the day, you end up confusing yourself, you end up forgetting the ones that you know as well. So please, the materials that you have at this point is enough for you. Just go over your notes, do your revision, and you're good to go.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you
Ma.
very
Yeah,
Okay, so
welcome.
Miss Oluchi, I think there's one question in the comment section. The person says, quantitative analysis is a course that takes time. How do I go about it that I'll be able to finish the questions?
Okay, so quantitative analysis, I believe, is that a course under 8 years? So I believe this should be like a theoretical, or like it doesn't have so much practical questions, right? So whichever that means, whichever that quantitative, whatever that quantitative analysis means, whether it's a course or whether you're talking about, having to write so much theory in your exam, right? So like I always tell people, plan your time. Do not dwell so much on a particular number or a particular question. So you would want to divide your time based on the number of questions that you are meant to answer. Another thing is that you need to increase your speed. Just like when you're writing your case study, not like you don't know what to write. Most times it is what people normally complain is that they were not able to finish because, you have to write this on executive summary, you have to write this on. So please just increase your speed a little so far as you know what you're writing, right? And at the same time, manage your time. You do not even have to finish, writing everything there. If you believe that you have written a reasonable amount of, written a reasonable amount of point on that particular question, you can move on to the next one just to make sure that, you touched everything. And then if you still have time, you can come back and complete them one after the other. Over to you, Rachel. As Faith, I believe I was able to answer your question. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm also seeing another question here. I'm so sorry. Taiwo is asking, how is it easy to cope with 4 courses at once? It's really not easy. I was literally crying yesterday. Please, you don't need to cry. Now is not the time to cry. If you have already registered for the 4 courses, please approach it with confidence, right? If you are yet to register, I would say you should just, pick the number of courses that you are comfortable writing. When I was writing I didn't write for each of the levels, skills and professional, I didn't write the whole 5. Each of them has 5 subjects in each. I didn't write my whole 5 at once. I shared each of the levels into 2. First, under my skills, I wrote 3 first, and I wrote the remaining 2 the next diets. You are not, it's better not to rush, write the ones that you know that your brain can carry. Depending on, your activities and what you have at hand, you can decide to share it, write the first 3 and then come back and write the remaining 2. But if you have already, like I said, registered and paid for the 4 courses, please go approach it with, confidence, write it, and believe me, you are going to scale. In as much as you have done your work, you have, you paid for classes and, you attended your classes, you've done your revision, just approach it with confidence. And believe me, at the end of it, when the result is out, you're going to come out with success. Somebody's hand is raised up. Okay.
Jed, Miss Jed.
Okay. I wanted to ask something again. So I guess it's just like a general question. But like, what are the things we have to take or not to take for the exam?
Okay. So the things that you need to take, of course, go with your pen. You go with your calculator if you know that you're solving. In fact, whether you're writing, whether the course is a theoretical course or calculative course, please go with your calculator. It's possible that they will change your theory to, to calculation. So go with your pen, go with your calculator, go with your pencil. In case you need to, write something and at the end you just clean it off. You just need to, you just remember the point and you need to write it down somewhere. Go with your pen, go with your pencil, go with your eraser. What else do you need to go with? I think that is, or go with your calculator, whether it is a theoretical course or, course that requires calculating something, just go with everything. And then carry your God too.
Okay, thank you. But like, sorry, I'm sorry. So
Yeah.
are not any paper or stuff like to solve or something?
I will not.
Yeah,
I will not add.
I think the things
Okay.
you are not supposed to go. Sorry for interrupting. There are
Yeah.
some things you are not supposed to go into the hall with. It's usually I think if you check the ICAN website, you'll be able to find a document showing you the things you are not supposed to. I know in the past they used to allow wristwatch, but they don't allow anymore. So try and avoid maybe taking wristwatch. There will be a big wall clock in the exam hall, and you'll be reminded, I think, every 30 minutes of the time left. So also the calculator, make sure you're not taking a programmable calculator also. It's not permissible. So just basically your writing materials. You don't need any piece of paper. They will tell you how you can make your calculations. You will be able to do your workings in your answer booklet and cross it year after. So avoid taking your phone also, except you are going with a car and you can lock your phone inside your car. So any variables, avoid taking it because they usually steal these stuffs also at the exam center. So avoid going with your valuables. If you are not going with a car where you can keep it, you won't be able to keep it anywhere safely there. So just go with your writing materials, your blue pen or black pen. Make sure you go maybe with 2 or 3 in case one stops writing. Go with your pencil. You can go with your eraser. You can go with your ruler. So those are the things that basically you would be at your calculator, but not a programmable calculator. So those are those are I can see somebody say they stole mine. So those are basically what you will be needing there. So yeah, and there are rules also. Make sure you avoid talking to the people around you. Also, even if the exam has not started, avoid talking to people around you. You understand? ICAN is a bit strict also. And when you go to the restroom, make sure you don't go there and start discussing with people. use the restroom as soon as possible and return back to the exam hall. Make sure you get to the exam hall early and you find your seat on time. I think they're going to close, maybe they will stop allowing people to enter at a particular point in time. So make sure you go there early and you find your seats. You understand? Your docket should be out by now or maybe by tomorrow. But even if you can't get your docket printed, there's always a list there where you can find your exam number and you can use it to go and trace your seat and everything. All right. Thank you so much. Apologies, Rachel and Richie, for bumping into your session.
That's fine, sir. Thank you so much. We're actually meant to end this program by 12, but then we'll have one more guest that we'll still need to introduce to the house. So I know we have lots of questions, but please let's hold on our questions for now first, please. So our next guest is a tutor here at IoT, and if you've been attending the ATS3 classes, I'm sure you must have seen her. And also, if you also listen to the recorded sessions, you must have heard her voice. I think that should be for taxation. So her name is Miss Comfort Oladosu. Sorry if I got that wrongly. She's an astute, experienced professional accountant, an administrator, and a life coach who believes in the power of diligence, determination, resilience, and hard work as ingredients of excellence. She has a BSc and MSc degrees in accounting, and she's done with her ICAN professional examination. She's an impact and value-driven person. So let's welcome on board Miss Comfort. Miss Comfort, welcome. Drum rolls. We're glad to have you here. Can you please unmute your mic if you're here?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much.
Morning.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much. And thanks to the IoT management. Thank you for this invite.
You're very much welcome, and we also like to thank you for honoring our invitation. So we just have like a few questions that we would like to throw at you, and we just want your responses from the perspective of a tutor. And one of them is how can students manage their time effectively during examination? Because it's one thing for you to actually know the answers, but it's another thing for you to be able to maximize the time given to you to ensure that you are able to answer all the questions so that you get a good result. So how can our students maximize their time? How can they manage their time effectively?
Okay, thank you. I believe maximizing your time, like I was telling someone while we were having a discourse about the oncoming exam that was for the professional. So I was telling the person, it's not about you just knowing what to write. It's about you managing your time. You can know everything and still fail your exam because you didn't manage your time very well. So it is very, very important you know how to maximize your time. And how do you maximize your time? It starts before you even enter your examination hall. Now that you're still preparing for your exam, you need to time yourself, put yourself on timing and attempt that exam, put yourself under examination conditions. So that is one of the first things that would help you to be able to manage your time well in the examination hall. But you've never put yourself under the examination condition and you want to do that in the exam hall. It will be a bit hard because number one, the pressure is there. Number two, you don't even have your wristwatch. For some centers, you may not even have access to. You may even be at the back. You may not be able to see the work clock. And some of the invigilators, they may not even tell you what the time is from time to time. It may just be maybe 1 hour to go. They will now tell you or 30 minutes to go. So you need to put yourself under that condition to know, okay, I believe this time should have reached this. We should have used at least an hour. Let me just quickly switch to another topic or another question, I mean. So you must know how to work under examination conditions. Don't start, as the first speaker said. She has spoken so very well and spoken rightly. You don't start from the hardest question, or starting from number one. It is not compulsory. Yes, it is mentioned. The instruction is number one question is compulsory, but it is not compulsory for you to start with it at first. You can even start. You can even do it as the last question. You can attempt it last. So just ensure you attempt the first question. That's the instruction. So the first thing is, when you enter the examination hall, don't put yourself under pressure. You know, some people would have started, hey, what is here? What would they ask now? No, you don't need that. No, you've already prepared. You've done your own bit. You've tried. The tutors have tried, and you've done all you could before you enter the examination. So that is not the time to start fidgeting and start shaking. What will be here? What will you? Even if you see any question that you believe probably you don't have a good idea of, let me say, like number one question, which it is compulsory for you to attempt it, and you are seeing it as this question, will I be able to attempt it? Don't even be scared. Don't be scared at all. Stay calm, be calm and just think, okay, there's no problem. However, I would do it, I would know as time goes on. So just first flip through the questions, look at it, read through it, and don't take too much of time. Just quickly glance through it and look at the questions. Then pick the ones you would answer first. Put, like, probably the number 5 question is the one you think, I know this one very well. Write it as number 1. Just pick it 1. Check the other one that you believe would come next. Write 2. Check the other one that you write next. Write 3. So this will help you. With that, you're already planning how to write, attempt the questions. So it's not that when you finish the one question, you'll now be thinking again, which one will I do again? No, you already know which one to go to next. So there is not the time to now start thinking, I think this one is okay. I think no, you already done that within 10 minutes. You've checked through the questions and you've already ticked it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you finish that first question, and since you are comfortable and you know that one will build your confidence, it will build your confidence to go to the next one, and you would feel so relaxed. So don't start with number 1 or anyone you feel you don't really know. Start with the one you are very, very comfortable with, and from there go to the next one, and to the next one. And if you feel probably the question 4, you have A, B, C, and you attempted the A and you feel you don't know the B, leave that one, go to the next one. You can go to the number 5, and probably when you are done with number 5 and you remember the one of that 4B, then go to the next the next page, write 4B on it. Write 4B on that page. So anyone marking it will know that, okay, this one is 4B. So it's not compulsory. You attempt it accordingly, like 4A, 4B, 4C. If you are done with 4A and you feel B and C is not really coming forth, go to the next one. So please don't waste your time, and don't waste your time too much on one question that I must show the examiner that I really know this thing, I can solve. No, this is not the time to show your skills. When you are done, you can show your skills wherever you are working or whichever way. But in the examination, the first focus is for you to pass that exam. So ensure you do all you can, and please ensure you attempt all the questions that you are asked to attempt 4 out of 6. Ensure you attempt that the 4, even if you don't know everything. Just try all you can. After you had attempted the ones you know best, the other ones, those ones will be the last ones. Just try to write something down. You don't have to write the best thing on it. You don't have to show that you really know it. Even when you feel you are doubting, is this thing correct or not? Write what is coming, right? Just write it down. So it's now the examiner's work to determine if this is right or wrong. It is when you write it down, they will be able to know if you are saying the right thing or if you're written down the right thing or not. But if you don't write it down, how will they see it? How will they know? So don't say because I'm not sure, I will not write it. No, still the instruction is attempt. So try to attempt it. So those are these ways, like some of the ways you can maximize your time. Take calm and attempt one after the other, from the one that is more, you are comfortable with, that is more easy for you, to the ones you feel you have some challenges with. Even the ones you have to still attempt it. When you are not sure of what you are writing down, write it down. That's just it. So I believe I've been able to answer this question. So from now, within these 2-3 days you have, you can still do something. Put yourself under examination conditions. Put on the timer on your phone. Time yourself. Okay, this diet is for 4 hours, for 3 hours, for 2 hours. Put on that timer and attempt those questions. Even when you cannot attempt all, you are still able to put yourself on that examination condition. So you'll be able to know how far you can go, how fast you can go, and it will help you to be able to be more faster. This will help you to be more faster in the examination hall. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Comfort. Two people can't be wrong. I think Ms. Goodluck Oluchi also mentioned the same thing Ms. Comfort talked about. Start with the questions you know. The ones you don't know, please attend to them later on after you're done with the questions you know. So Ms. Comfort, another question I would like to ask is, what advice would you give to students who at this point, they feel they are underprepared for the exam, which is next week? So what advice would you give to them?
Okay. The first thing I would say is, even if you had read everything from page to page, you've read your study pack, you've read you've studied your past questions from back to back, everything, you will still feel unprepared. That's it. So that's the one thing I want to tell you now. You are not alone. That is how almost everyone feels. You still feel like, I've not covered this. I've not done this. I don't think I know much about this. I don't think I'm comfortable. No, you will still feel that way because it is an examination. So for those people that you feel you still have a lot of things to do or to cover, this is not the time to now start reading, as Ms. Oluchi said. This is not the time to now start reading from page 1 and you're still going to page 600 or 650 of your study pack. No, this is not the time. Go to your past question. What I would advise now is, for those who think probably you have like 50% of the work to do and you are yet to cover it, what I would advise now is go to your past questions. Look at the trend of those questions. Look at those ones that come out often, because there are some questions that they can never miss any diet. It comes that way. So, look at those trends, those questions, make sure you solve questions on them. This is the time to be very, very close to your past questions. This is not the time to start carrying one big textbook or study pack. What you can use study pack now is probably there's a question they attempted in the past questions and you are not really comfortable or you don't have much understanding in the head. You can just quickly open that study pack and glance through it to see better explanation of it. So I hope you understand. So please, this time, stay more with your past questions and check the trend. So this is the time to solve past questions. Look at how it is solved, the strategies, and look at what is it called, the examiner's report on each topic. This will help you to know, okay, these people are not really passing it to. I think I still need to do more on this. Even the ones people are passing, just try your best to have an idea of it. Try to have an idea of every topic. So have an idea of it. And as I said, the trend. So there are some topics that they will never do without. So ensure you have a very good idea of that. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Comfort. You heard from her, study the trends, go through your past questions, know those questions that are always occurring in every exam. That will help put you a step ahead. So lastly, Ms. Comfort, I think the last question We know the exam is coming up on the 24th and 25th, which is next week. In a few days' time, most of our students here will be in that examination hall to write their exam. And some persons are already scared. There's a few persons who know that maybe whenever they're having any exam, they fall sick just because of that fear of, oh, what's going to happen? How is this exam going to be like? So how can students handle this whole examination pressure and anxiety that some of them may be feeling right now?
Okay, thank you. It is normal, yeah, it is normal to feel anxious, to feel kind of scared, like I don't know what will come out of this exam. I don't know what I will do. Just stay calm, stay calm. That's what I would tell you. Stay calm. Speak to yourself, if it's possible, carry your mirror or stand at the front of the mirror and speak to yourself. Comfort, you're already a success. So, comfort, you can do it. Go into that examination hall and succeed. Tell yourself those kind of words. Those things will depress. It will suppress the feelings, the anxiety, all those funny feelings you are having. Just keep telling yourself, I can do it. I can do it. People have done it in the past, and I know I can also do it. I can do this thing. So even while you are entering the examination hall, tell yourself, congratulations, comfort. Congratulations, you have succeeded. Even where you are doubting, just still tell yourself that thing. This one is time to tell yourself that, hey, Mogbeo, I'm done for. See this question again. No, don't say that. Just try to calm yourself down, and please have enough rest. When you need some rest, catch some rest, catch some sleep, eat eggs. This time, try to add more eggs into your diet, add more eggs, and drink enough water. But when you are going to the examination, don't go and drink water that you're not be looking for convenience here and there. When you're supposed to be writing your exams, you are rushing to the company now and then. No. But if you need to take along a bottle of water, you can take that along. So, but just try to put yourself at rest, be calm, And anyone you see in the examination hall, probably before you enter your examination hall, and they are trying to, hey, what is happening? Do you know taxation? Do you know? Please try to walk away from them. These people will add to your pressure. So ensure you go away from anything that will add pressure to you. Stay very calm and be confident that whatever is coming, you will face it and you will succeed. So that's just the spirit. Your mindset, build up your mindset, build up a very positive mindset that would help you. So the major thing is your mindset. When you believe you are passed, you are passed. And when you believe failure is coming, that is what will come. So just build a positive mindset. That is it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Comfort. So be calm, have a positive mindset. If Ms. Comfort and Ms. Goodluck could write their exams and pass, you can too. So I don't know if anybody here. Okay.
Okay, please, I want to chip in something. I saw one of my students, Oluyemi Taiwo. She wrote that she's writing 4 papers and she's overwhelmed. You are not alone. It is normal. But at this time, just make sure you take it one step at a time. Not that you want to study all the papers at once. No, know which one to study in the morning. Know which one you want to pick up later in the day, and rest in between. The last papers I wrote, I sat for 5 papers at once, and I scaled through everything. Not by my own power, but by the power of God. But still, the strategies, stay calm and take it one step at a time. It is normal to feel anxious. It is normal to feel overwhelmed, especially for those people that are writing more than 2-3 papers. It is normal, because just writing one paper, you will still feel that way. Not talk of writing that number of papers. So just stay calm and take it one step at a time. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, yes. Be calm, stay calm. You'll be fine. You write the exam and you come out smiling. So I don't know if any other person here has a question for either Miss Comfort or Miss Goodluck. If you have a question, please, you can signify by raising your hands, or you can also drop your question using the chat box. It will be attended to. Thank you so much, Miss Comfort, Miss Goodluck. We've heard a lot. We've learned so much. Even I myself, who is not writing the exam, I've learned a lot from the both of you. And we are truly grateful. And I also believe every single person here who joined this meeting learned a thing or two from this podcast. So before we finally come to the end, I don't know if there's any question from any of our students. Before we come to a close, is there anyone who has a question? Okay, then, thank you all so much for joining. In case you missed a thing or two during the session, you can just be on the lookout for the link to the recorded session so you get to listen to it. Even if you did not miss anything, also take out time to go through the recorded session of this podcast. There's so much to learn from it. Yes, Ms. Jed, your question, please.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. So like for the exam, it has 3 parts: the short answer questions, the multiple choice question, and the essay. Do they give the entire parts at once, or do they do one session, one part and the other? Sorry, did you get me? Okay.
Okay, Miss Comfort, Miss Goodluck, and our CEO, over to you. Anyone can answer this question. Hello, Miss Comfort.
So let me
Okay.
try to attempt. Let me try to attempt, even though I did pass through 8 years, but the skills I wrote on the professional, all your questions are given to you once, right? So once the exam starts, they give you your question, they give you your answer booklets, everything is given to you once. Yeah. So there's no separate session. You have to write your multi-choice question. They will not come back, except that happens for 8 years, like I said. But every questions are given to you once. Every of the questions I wrote, they were given to me once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so any more questions?
Hello, ma'am.
Okay, so with that, we've come to the end of today's session. And before we end this program, I would just like, okay, Miss Azizat. Okay, go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. So my question is, so she said she bought some textbook for corporate reporting, but then it's calculation purpose, like almost time for the exam, maybe something like corporate reporting, performance management, find difficult for writing. How did you go about it, especially your corporate reporting that you bought? Was it, did you do study group? You were just practicing on your own? You just on the, thank you.
I don't know if that was my network, but the question was not just clear.
Yeah, Miss Azizat, please come again. Your network was, you kind of like had a network glitch, so we couldn't hear the entire question.
Questions, why writing corporate reporting? Most especially all these courses you just practice and practice, or you bought study because you said you bought a textbook that guided you, because some of us, we find it so difficult to understand some topics in how did you come about it?
Yes, so I did. Yeah, so for my corporate reporting, like I mentioned, I did bought a textbook just to, support, complement what I already have learned and the things that have been taught in the class. Yeah, that's for corporate reporting. And like I also mentioned, I had accountability partners. I had one or two people from the class that, we talk more often and we share ideas together. So I did both textbook for corporate reporting, and I also have one or two partners from the class that we are accountable to each other. So that helped the whole learning.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so any more questions before we call it a day? Okay, so just
Hello.
a quick okay, yes, go ahead, Miss.
I see a question here. Do we need to write our names on our answer sheet or our registration number? Please do not write your name. Even as at the last exam I wrote, because I am someone who likes to write my registration number on all the pages of the exam, the answer booklet, because of the rope that is there might get loose at any time. But when I thank God I was able to check the instruction that was written on all the flips of the answer booklet that do not write your registration number. But before you can even write your registration number, so where you can write your registration is only the first page. That is where you would have seen where they require your what's it called, your details. So that is where you will write your details, the registration number, the papers you are attempting, and everything. So that wherever you are asked to write your registration number, write it there, but do not write your name. It is not acceptable. So don't write your name, just your registration number, and ensure if there is a rope attached to your answer booklet, ensure you tie it very well when you are done with your exams. So that is all about that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Comfort. So do not write your name, just your registration number. Someone just sent a message. She said, how can I change my exam location? I recently moved to Abuja, but I registered in Lagos. I don't know if Mr. Idul Lion is here, or Ms. Comfort, Ms. Good luck. Can you help us out with this question?
Yeah, I'm here. What's the question? Sorry.
Okay.
Come again.
He said, how can I change my examination location? I recently moved to Abuja, but I registered in Lagos.
This will be a bit difficult now because the exam is on Tuesday, I guess. So, am I right? The exam is this Tuesday, isn't it? So.
Yes, sir. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's going to be a bit difficult, but you can chat with our customer support and explain to them. Let's see what they are able to do about it. But we can't guarantee because it's close by, but it's not impossible, but it's kind of late. You should have come earlier than this. So chat with the customer support team. They will see what they can do about it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So please send a message to our support team and you'll be attended to. So any more questions? You can raise your hands, drop your message on the chat box so we can attend to it before we end today's session. Okay, then, in the absence of none, we'd like to thank, on behalf of the management of IoT, I would like to thank every single one of you for showing up. Would also like to thank our guests. Thank you so much. We truly learned a lot from today's session. And before we leave, please don't forget, do not go to your examination center with a programmable calculator. No phones, just your writing materials. And please remember to stay calm. You'll all be fine. And we'll be here to share in your joy when you pass your exams. Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining, and do have a wonderful day ahead.